Good morning, guys. We just made it to our last stop in Turkey, which is going to be Istanbul. And we're planning to stay here for just a few days, but we have it jammed packed with a lot of really fun stuff. So come along with us. We checked into an apartment in the very center of Istanbul, but it still felt cozy and it was a great find. It was located just steps away from the Galata Tower and had an insane view from a shared rooftop of the tower and the Bosphorus. You could see the Asian side, the Galata Bridge, and all the big landmarks from the roof. Walking from our Airbnb, we passed the Galata Tower and adventured through busy streets, and it was so cute. We got a fish doner, which we shared right before we went to a hair appointment at Lexus Salon for some amazing hair services. While Cami was getting a hair treatment, I sipped on some delicious Turkish tea. I asked for long layers with face framing, and it was a big step for me because I have long hair, but I wanted something new, and it came out so beautiful. He did such a good job, and he kept the length just like I asked, but also gave me those face framing pieces. It feels so flowy and glowy now. With our fresh, shiny new hair, we went to try some famous San Sebastian cheesecake, and it was extremely sweet. But the views of the tower were so nice. In the morning, we enjoyed the sunrise from the terrace and went straight for the legendary Turkish breakfast. This bread was huge and beautiful. It felt like we had hundreds of different spices and jams to try, and everything was delicious. We sat here for like 2 hours just trying all the different flavors. In the afternoon, we caught a ferry over to the Asian side of Istanbul. We walked through the Moda neighborhood and saw countless markets with a lot of people buying their fresh food. I happened to get myself this cute scarf there. And we kept exploring, eventually stopping to get some coffee under the trees. Then we crossed back to the European side and walked around to find the funicular to take us back up to Galata Tower, where we shared a delicious meal together to end the day. The next day, we headed out to go visit the historical sites in Istanbul. It is so full of history. We first stopped to see the Sultan's tombs, which was free to enter and right next to the Hagia Sophia. The Hagia Sophia was a €25 fee to enter, so we held off on that one. And we headed over to the Blue Mosque, but at the time we went, it was closed for prayer. We did visit from the outside to admire its beauty. We stopped for some yummy coffee before we entered the Basilica Cistern, which cost about $80 for 2 people to enter. This was built by the Romans and used for centuries for water supply to the city. It was huge, and every few minutes they had the lights switching colors, and there were some art pieces kind of hidden throughout. It felt very mystical and mysterious walking through such an ancient and important building. Then we walked over to Topkapi Palace, which was home to the sultans during the Ottoman Empire. But again, this $60 per person ticket was a little steep for us, so we admired from the outside. Then we went to visit the Grand Bazaar, and it was massive. It felt like a giant maze of stores, and it was definitely a lot, but it was really cool to see. Finally, we stopped for an early dinner at a traditional dumpling restaurant and enjoyed lots of dumplings and grape leaf wraps. The next day, we went to a fairy tale bookstore cafe that looked incredible. All of the books were lit up with a warm lighting, and it gave the whole place a cozy vibe. Cami and I enjoyed a little drink here and soaked up the incredible atmosphere as we relaxed. Later on, we walked to the historic side of Istanbul to try this restaurant that we saw a day before. It caught our attention because they were roasting lamb in the window, and it looked super elegant inside. I was really excited because everything on the menu looked great, and when the food came, it really did not disappoint. We shared some type of mixed meat platter with veggies. After that, we headed over to the Egyptian Spice Bazaar, and it was a little more organized than the Grand Bazaar, but I felt like more people were trying to get us to come into the store and sell us stuff, which made it kind of fun and adventurous. Some stores even offered special pricing for Hispanics. Just around the corner, I found a mosque, and I took the opportunity to go inside just to have a quick look around, And I was really amazed by the beautiful ceilings and the red carpet. And I thought to myself, wow, this is a whole different part of human life I have never experienced. As it was our last evening here in Istanbul, we walked across the Galata Bridge just in time for sunset and watched the sun go down behind the great mosque in the city, and the Bosphorus turned a beautiful sunset orange color just for a few minutes. We ended our time here in such a picturesque way, and I couldn't be more grateful. I want to say a huge thank you to Cami and my mom for coming so far from their home to spend time and explore with us. I love you guys so much. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time. Bye.